One of the things you will learn in this video is the fact that birds are evil. Let's start. Today I will have a look at 3 shorter videos from 3 different flurfs, and in one of them you will learn that birds are evil. Let's look at the first, stupidity.
I want you to think about the space shuttle. Yes. Okay? The bullshit space shuttle that supposedly went to the moon, came back, no problems, no, burn marks or anything like that on the capsule when it lands into the ocean. No heat coming up from the ocean at all, with the heat coming through the atmosphere. See, now that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about atmosphere with you. I want to talk about the trajectory that you have to take in order to get back into the atmosphere of Earth. That's right. Yes, because if you don't do it right, guess what happens? You bounce off the atmosphere. But that's funny, because I have never, ever heard of an asteroid bouncing off of the atmosphere. So every asteroid supposedly that comes through, breaks through the barrier, the radiation belt, miles of atmosphere, manages to break through that trajectory, to get to that trajectory perfectly, because it would have bounced off if it didn't. Wow, man, are you sure? Maybe those meteors might be aliens in spaceships that are actually controlling them. Man, that might be right.
CC is a typical flat earther. He don't do any kind of research before he make claims. Space rocks and so on do bounce on the atmosphere sometimes, and also spacecrafts can do it. It's all about angles. If the angle from the spaceship is too shallow against the atmosphere, it will don't slow down and it will don't go down in the atmosphere. So we can call it bounces. If the angle is too steep, it will be so hot that it will burn up. Let's have a look at one more of CC's nonsense videos.
Now, when you're playing a video game, you have what we call NPCs. That's right, non-player characters. Those are characters that are just there to get in the way of what you're trying to do. And you have to get rid of them or whatever you have to do. But they're there to confuse you, to take you off of whatever that game that you're playing goal is. Okay. Well, in real life, we have NPCs here. I did a little researching, did some Google searching and stuff like that, and wanted to see if other people were talking about this. And actually, a lot of other gamers are talking about this. They're talking about NPCs in the real world, which there are. I've seen them. They're all around me. I mean, really, look, you want to find one? Just open the window or walk outside on the sidewalk. You'll see them. They're just kind of wandering around. They don't react to anything that you say to them. I had this one person that I said flat earth to him, I think 7 or 8 times, and I got no reaction at all from him. I kept throwing it in there, I mean, yeah, and flat earth, and, this was caused because of flat earth. He didn't say anything to me. He didn't even say, why are you saying flat earth? It's such a stupid thing. He didn't even bother attacking me, which I found even more amusing. I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. That was an NPC. Do they have a soul?
See, I did find one of them on video.
Little thing to think about. How do clouds form? How do clouds form on Earth? What exactly? Oh, I see. I know what the scientist is going to say. It's just like how planets form. That's right. If you get enough mass together, that's right. It starts. Yes. Yeah, that's right. It starts to collect with each other and possibly even form gravity. You know, we don't know what it is. We don't know how you form it. We have no idea. But that's and then the planet is formed, right? So that's how a cloud is formed. Remember in one video I told you I've never seen a round cloud before in my life. But anyway, how do clouds form like that? You know, so you're telling me now gas, you're taking the physics of gas. So if you get enough gas together, okay, it's just going to form these puffy little clouds, right? No, you know what I believe? I believe they're probably cloud makers. Okay, somewhere. Probably, obviously at the edge. Possibly where the dome is. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know exactly how far the dome goes. You know, how wide it is. You know, does it stop at Antarctica? Do you have to go 1,000 miles after you enter Antarctica in order to get to the dome? I don't know. Is it 100 miles? 1,000 miles? If there's more land, then the dome should be covering that part too. So these are all things that us flat earthers think about. We come up with ideas. Okay. It's unbelievable. They can't even give us they can't even explain how clouds form. You know, they give us this bullshit scientific garbage that makes no fucking sense at all. When flat earth is just so simple to understand, you know? It really is.
Yes, of course. Clouds are man-made. They are made in a factory close to the ice wall. And here you see one of the workers on his way to work. Let's move on to the next fool. The Daniel showed us flat water.
When French Freemason Pierre L'Enfant designed the layout of Washington, D.C., he placed occult symbols everywhere. The most impressive of these directly relates to the Bohemian Grove Society. When seen from an aerial view, the U.S. Congress building, surrounding roads, trees, and structures, clearly formed the picture of an owl sitting atop a pyramid.
Or a green-eyed alien. I think it quite strange that he don't use maps from that time. This one is from 1792, 1 year before they start to build the Capitol building. Do anyone see any kind of bird? Let's look at one more. This one is from 1887. Do anyone see any birds on this one? Of course there are no birds there, because this is a video made by Eric Debay.
The same owl appears on the National Press Club logo, the Congress building itself, and the upper right-hand corner of every US dollar bill. What does this owl symbolize, and why is it hidden in our architecture and currency? David Icke wrote, "The roads within the grounds of the Congress building make the very clear symbol of an owl. You also find that the owl is sitting on a pyramid, the pyramid and all-seeing owl. The collective word for owls is a parliament of owls, which is uncannily appropriate. The same owl symbol can be found hidden on the dollar bill if you know where to look and have a very powerful magnifying glass. I also understand a new pedestrianization scheme around Nelson's Column in Trafalgar Square, London, is going to look like an owl from above.
Once again, Eric is wrong. It's an alien. But to be a bit serious, I do also associate this square with birds. But Eric, you're not allowed to feed the birds.
There is a sexual playground for leading American and foreign politicians, mobsters, bankers, businessmen, top entertainers, etc., who are initiates of the Babylonian Brotherhood. It is called Bohemian Grove, 75 miles north of San Francisco in California, near the hamlet of Monte Rio, alongside the Russian River in Sonoma County. I went to the area in 1997 to have a look around, and when I told the hotel receptionist where I was going, she warned me to be very careful, because some people who had been to investigate had never been seen again.
So people who have been too close to this organization's place have disappeared. But strangely enough, I can't find any information on this one. But of course, Eric Dubay have sources. Someone randomly working on hotel did tell him this secret. I think that Eric is afraid of birds. And he's a big liar. I'm soon finished with my work here in Poland. During this period, I have been in Ukraine for almost 5 days in a total. And it made me more determined to raise money to send drones to Ukraine. They save lives. If you want to help, please use PayPal, link in the description. That was all I had for you this time. I don't think I will be able to make any more videos this week. I'm coming home late tomorrow night, and then I think I need the Easter to rest from the experience I had the last almost 2 weeks. So see you next week. Have a lovely Easter. See you soon. Bye.